Hello everyone, welcome back. If you are returning, if you're new, hi, happy to have you. Today I'm going to be sharing something that, I just kind of experienced in the last few days and kind of been thinking about, mulling over, and it was a big encouragement to me, or something that I kind of found interesting and challenged me a little bit. So I thought, might as well share it on YouTube, and hopefully it'll encourage other people as well. Basically, a long story short, the other day Eric lost his car keys and we were looking everywhere for them in the morning, couldn't find them. He took my car to work and I was looking for them after he was gone, couldn't find them. He got home and we were looking for them, in the yard, everywhere. We could not find them. As I was walking around in the yard looking for them, thinking maybe he just dropped them in the grass or something, I realized I haven't even prayed about this situation. I haven't even asked God to help me find these keys or something. And immediately I was like, well, why would I do that? That's so mundane and silly to even ask God for help in that way. And then I was immediately humbled, I can't do anything without God. I can't find something without him. And I know that sounds kind of silly and almost like you're spiritualizing everything, but honestly, it's fine to pray for little things and to ask God for little things because he does care. So anyway, I was kind of embarrassed that I hadn't even prayed about it yet. So I decided to pray about it, and probably honestly 10 or 15 minutes after I prayed, I asked Eric, are you sure you looked in the car itself? Yes, I looked in it. Okay. Spoiler alert, I found them under the seat. I had looked around that car. Eric had looked around the car. We looked under the car. He looked in the ignition. It never came to my mind to look inside of the car and move the seat and see if they had fallen in between, the console and the seat, which that's what ended up happening. It would just kind of was revealed to me, when we pray for things, our eyes are open to things that we might not otherwise see. And this is just a very daily example and not something that's make or break in life. But I think there are things that happen in life where, we just think, if I just analyze the situation, if I just make a pro-con list, if I think about this rationally, I'll make the right decision. And sometimes all it takes is just praying for us to be aware of something we wouldn't normally see. And God just opens up our eyes to something that is unseen, and after it happens you're oh, well, duh, that makes sense. Why didn't I think of that before? Why didn't I do that before? But our brains are just human brains, and they're not made to think and see things with an overarching plan. We are only seeing what's right in front of us, and it takes us letting God intervene in our hearts and in our lives to be able to see something that is bigger and a greater plan. And just in the way that I saw the keys, it was it's not a crazy thing to think, look under the seat. I probably should have thought of that before, but for some reason, for me, that never occurred to me until I prayed. That doesn't always happen. 10 minutes after you pray, you get what you want. That's not what I mean. But when you allow God to work in a situation, he does open your eyes to things that you wouldn't normally see, or things that are unseen, I guess. So that was the first kind of lesson I learned from the lost keys situation. The second thing was, Eric and I were talking about it, and I shared this, that I had prayed about it and everything that I just said. And he also said, it was really frustrating to me, and I was just praying that God would help me to not respond in anger and not take it out on you. He was saying this, to not take it out on you, or to not let it ruin my whole day, or just get angry about it and irrationally snap at someone or whatever. I was really encouraged by that, just from him saying that. I don't know, I was kind of thinking about how sometimes we will be put in situations that we don't want to be in, whether they're just uncomfortable or inconvenient, or they're just really difficult situations. And every situation, whether it's hard or it's a good, easy situation, is one where we can show God to other people. And that might be just your husband or your wife or your friends or your coworker. That might be a stranger. How you respond to situations, if things go according to plan or if they don't go according to plan, is an opportunity to glorify God. And I thought that it was just so cool that Eric was he did pray to find the keys, but he was also help me to respond to this situation in a way that's going to honor you and not get mad. And I just, that was just cool to me to hear him say that and to hear him like actually act that out and not get mad at me. When you're just stressed and you just kind of like, you want to put blame on something and you don't want to blame yourself, so you just kind of shift blame. He was just like, I don't want to do that, and he didn't do that. And I think, there's a lot of times where things just don't go our way and we just get really mad, we get really annoyed, and we can tend to kind of like snap on people around us or whatever. But I think that sometimes God makes things not go our way as an opportunity for us to call on him for patience and for kindness and just a different way to honor him in a way that we didn't even have planned to honor him. I was kind of challenged by that. Like when things don't happen the way that I want them to, I still want to see it as an opportunity to glorify God through it, even if it's not what I had, originally planned. Okay, somebody just passed by and I had to pretend that I was on the phone. So yeah, that's pretty much what God's been teaching me lately, humbling me daily, in different ways. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. If it was, go ahead and like the video. You can comment down below if you want to share something with me. If you have not already, please do subscribe, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!